Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. In this video, we will discuss NVIDIA stock price movement for today and we'll try to make an assessment for this week. Let's get started. So today was the first day after the split. I tried to do some calculation to understand how much NVIDIA went up from the announcement date until the effective date. As you see these tables, I showed you in the past as well. In the last split cycle, Nvidia went up 24.18% from the announcement date until the effective date. This time, Nvidia announced the stock split on 5/22. Nvidia closing price was 94.95 on that day, and Friday after closing, Nvidia closing price was 120.89, and that gives 27.32% increase from 522 through 67. So comparing with the last split cycle, you see it's pretty close, right? 24% versus 27%. And one split prior, that is in 2007, the percentage was 12.4%. And one prior before that, it was 24.53. So this time the percentage increase came a little higher, but not too far off. 1 week after the effective date in the last split cycle, Nvidia went up about 4% from 24 to 28. So if we think that the last split cycle data is relevant, then we can expect about 4% increase in Nvidia in this week. But one variable in this cycle is, we have big economic events this week, that is CPI or the inflation data and the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. So these two factors might change the percentage increase for Nvidia for this week. Uh, that's the only risk at this point. As you know, I have Nvidia shares bought last week. I did not sell it yet. I'm still holding it, but I'm watching the situations very closely so I can execute a sell if needed. You see Nvidia stock chart for today on your screen. Nvidia opened at 120.37. It made a high 195. That does not look correct. So based on the chart, I guess the highest point is 123. The lowest it touched was 117 and it closed at 121.79. That is 0.75% up. So you see some kind of volatility today that I expected before the CPI data and the FOMC meeting. So similar volatility I'm expecting tomorrow as well, or maybe some drop tomorrow I'm expecting. Last 5 days, Nvidia went up 5.26%. Last 1 month, Nvidia is still up 34.72%. And last 6 months, 161.18%. So Nvidia might show some correction in coming weeks. Now, let's take a look technical charts. You see 90-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia and also the MACD chart. So you notice that MACD is not showing much activity today. So today comparatively was a quiet day. And same behavior I'm expecting for tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm expecting some consolidation or some sideways movement on Nvidia. Now let's take a look 30 minutes chart. So in a 30 minutes chart, we see the same behavior. Not much activity on the MACD chart in the short term as well. And after having a big spike sometime end of last week, we see Nvidia went down and is still moving sideways. So tomorrow, based on the 30 minutes MACD chart, I'm also expecting that Nvidia should be moving sideways tomorrow as well. Or maybe some little drop can happen tomorrow. Now let's take a look RSI. RSI in a 30 minutes chart is at 52, is neither oversold nor overbought at this point. So based on the RSI, we cannot predict anything at this point. Now let's take a look hourly RSI. In the hourly interval chart, RSI is at 53, kind of same situation. So we cannot predict much NVIDIA movement for tomorrow from RSI at this point. Now let's take a look Bollinger Bands. You see Bollinger Bands on your screen, the upper band with the orange color and the lower band with the purple color, and this blue line is basically a 20-day moving average. So at this point you see Nvidia stock is touching the middle line, so that says that the buying and the selling forces at this point are balancing each other out very well. So based on the Bollinger Bands, we do not see any momentum either side on Nvidia. Now let's draw Fibonacci levels. So now I have drawn some Fibonacci levels starting from the highest point, that is 124.55, and the lowest point is 107.94. The lowest point I selected because from this point Nvidia started going up, and so far Nvidia did not come back to this level. So looking at the Fibonacci levels, the next level of support is 120.7. I guess Nvidia went down to 118.27. That was next level of support. So after 120.7, the next level of support is 118.27. And I guess Nvidia went down to that level, but it was not able to break it. So it went up from there. So it looks to me a good support level, 118.27. So on the upper side, the resistance level is 124.65. So at this point, Nvidia is not showing much momentum. Tomorrow, we can expect that Nvidia will be under pressure with the overall market. One reason is the CPI and the FOMC meeting, and another reason is the technical charts. Now, let's take a look news regarding Nvidia. So this looks to me interesting that says that economist warns crash of a lifetime is coming, predicts S&P 500 to plummet 86% from the top. Please write in the comment section if you think that S&P can drop this much this year. Well, I don't think so, but I want to know your opinion as well. So now you see Morgan Stanley maintains overweight on Nvidia. Let's take a look. So it looks to me that they adjusted their price target to 116. So they think that Nvidia should come down. But on the other hand, if you see this one that says Bank of America Securities maintains a bullish stance on the stock. So Bank of America is bullish on Nvidia, and that's a good thing. So now this one that says that US morning call markets under pressure ahead of Wednesday Fed's meeting. So yeah, this is kind of expected before the Fed's meeting. We all should expect some kind of volatility or some drop on Tuesday. So now this one that says that Barclays maintains overweight on Nvidia, adjusts price target to 145. Wow, that's too much. So they are extremely bullish on Nvidia, looks to me. So another one regarding the price target, and that is this one. TD Cowen maintains buy on Nvidia, raises price target to 140. That's again a big number. And you might know that Broadcom or Avago earnings is due on Wednesday, that is June the 12th. You see that Broadcom or Avago shares are going up. And this says that Broadcom could report a modest beat for Q2. I guess that's all about news regarding Nvidia at this point. Let's take a look at other AI stocks. You see other AI stocks on the left side of your screen, starting with the SoundHound. The highest positive increase you see there 2.58%, and after that you see Avago, and Avago is going up more because the earnings is due day after tomorrow. SMCI is 2.31% up. It's good that I have some SMCI bought as well last week. Amazon 1.50% up. I also have some Amazon shares bought below 180, then Microsoft, and then Nvidia 0.75%. And Palantir, Apple, and AMD are negative today. So overall, I see that AI stocks were trading higher today. Now let's take a look CPI data or the economic data. You see on your screen the historical CPI numbers. Last month we saw the actual 3.4% and that matched the forecast. This time the forecast is 3.4%. I am guessing that the actual should match the forecast. And before that, you see that CPI came higher than the forecast. 3.5% versus 3.4% forecast, 3.2% versus 3.1% forecast, and so on. Now let's take a look core CPI. So you see that the forecast for this cycle is 3.5%. The last cycle, the actuals just matched the forecast, 3.6% versus 3.6%. So in this cycle, maybe the actuals match the forecast, but I'm not sure. I'm guessing either it could match the forecast or it might come a little higher than the forecast. And before that last four cycle, you see that actuals came higher than the forecast. So CPI is a very important data for Fed to decide interest rate cut for this year. So that's all about Nvidia for today and the assessment for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.